All right, everybody, it's day 5, and today it's time to get your business started. Invite, invite, invite. This is one of the 3 vital behaviors. The other 2, being proof the product works and personal development, are about making you a better person. This is about building a Beachbody business. Here's how this works. Really quick insight into how this all works. When you invite people to the Beachbody Challenge, some of them are going to say yes, and they're going to get into your challenge groups, and they're going to start doing our programs. Some of those people are going to fall in love with our programs and fall in love with our products, and they're going to want to become coaches, and you're going to sponsor them into the business. When you invite, you create retail commission for yourself because you're getting commissions off the sales you're making, but you're also creating a pipeline of coach prospects. This is the heart of the business, guys, okay? Let me just pause really quickly. If you didn't make a list after day 4, stop. Hit pause now, go back to day 4, make your list. I want to make sure you have 30 names on this list because I know that if you invite 30 people, about 5 of them are going to say yes. Maybe more, but probably 5 are going to say yes, and you'll get a group together and you'll really be able to dig into this process. But if you don't have a list, it's not going to work. So go back if you don't have your list done. Let's kick it off. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about methods of inviting. We're going to talk about the different approaches you can use to challenge groups. We're going to talk about the technique, okay? We talked about earlier in one of the videos how technique is important. Numbers matter more. Numbers matter more. But what I really want to do with you is I want you to learn on the job so that the next time you invite 30, 10 say yes. Why? Your technique is better. Your technique is better. Technique can help you with that ratio, okay? Your story, very, very important. And then, of course, marketing versus inviting and the difference between those 2 key activities. We're going to use the 7-day quick start. You should have this in front of you. Again, we refer to it every single day. Hopefully, if you've got a paper one, it has just notes all over it. I know mine does. And it's going to walk us through the invitation method, which is what we're going to talk about first. All right. Where do you do this? Okay. I'm going to work from the bottom up here because I want to talk about Facebook last. In person. Hi, my name's Dave. Okay. In person, face to face, talking to people. Okay. Inviting them to the challenge. Okay. And what do you do? It's just this simple. Hey, I'm starting a fitness challenge group. Do you want to join us? I mean, you're at your kid's soccer game, right? You're talking to somebody. Maybe the topic comes up of fitness. Hey, I don't know if you'd be interested in this, but I'm starting this fitness challenge group. Is that something you might be interested in? Maybe. I don't know. You've got to ask. Your job is to ask, okay? Important thing to understand here. Your job is just to present the information and ask. Their job is to make a decision. It's not your job to decide for them. It's your job to ask. That's why we're going to ask 30 people. About 5 are going to decide they want to participate. Over the phone. Hi. Same thing, right? It's just that simple. Talking to a friend over the phone. Okay? Via email. If you regularly correspond with people via email, that's a really good way to ask somebody if they want to be a part of your challenge group. These 2 require a little bit of thinking on your feet, okay? Because you're going to get an answer to this question, and then you're going to need to go to the next step. Email, Facebook, the nice thing about those things, or any social media outlet, you have time to formulate a response. Okay, so if they answer and then you start to get into the next step and you don't know where to go, you have time. Okay? No need to respond to these things necessarily right away. Okay? So let's talk a little bit about Facebook, other social media. It's a couple different approaches. Okay? There is the untargeted post, which is, sort of, hey, you post this, but you don't post, hey, I'm starting a fitness challenge. Do you want to join us? Click like or message me for more information. I'm going to tell you that that's not a super effective way to do it unless you're marketing to a big group of people and you have their permission. So I'm going to talk about those 2 things really quickly. I can do a fair amount of untargeted posts because over the last 5 years, I've built up Twitter following about 40,000 people. Okay? So I'm marketing to huge numbers. My numbers are massive. It's not 30 people that I'm doing that with. There's a lot of people. So I can do more marketing because I've got that. Also, those followers that I've established over the last 5-6 years now, they're all, not all, but a lot of them are fitness-minded people. a lot of them have already done a Beachbody program. They've already seen me around here. It's highly likely that it's not the case for you, okay? If you just lost, say, 50 pounds, and you're surrounded by people and your Facebook friends and the people that are within your sphere of social media influence are people who need to lose 50 pounds, you may or may not have permission to market to them about Beachbody, okay? That's why an untargeted post may not hit the mark for you, because a lot of people, they just see it as not being directed to them. They see that on your wall and they keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. But if they get a personal message from you, hey, Dave, I'm starting this fitness challenge group, the response, then they're compelled to give you a response. They may have been thinking about it. Your marketing may have compelled them to think about getting involved and doing a challenge. But this untargeted post isn't enough of a call to action for them. That's why you need to do a personal message, okay? So that's what we're gonna do with this invitation process, personal messages. We're gonna, you can kind of get away from this. I think where this can be effective actually is after you've gotten a couple of people, let's say you invite your 30 and 4 say yes, only 4 say yes, okay? And you really want 5 in your group. Untargeted post to say, hey, I'm starting this fitness challenge group. I've got 4, I need 1 more. Do you wanna be the 5th? That can be a little bit more effective, okay? That can work for you, and again, if you really hustle for that 5th person, that's not a bad idea, okay? But the untargeted posts, I just think that's not the best way to go about it. Personal messages, definitely a much better way to go about it. Approaches, all right. A couple different options here. Again, I'm gonna work from the top up, okay? Coach mentor approach versus the partner test market approach. Okay, coach mentor is sort of the approach that I take with a lot of my groups. Why? Well, I've been doing this now since 2009, okay? So I've been a coach since then, and I've been coaching people through these programs. I've done most of the Beachbody programs, okay? So I can sort of say to people, hey, I'm organizing a group of people to do P90X. I'm a P90X certified trainer, okay? So I sit in the coach mentor seat, and I tell them, I'm not gonna do this program with you necessarily. I'm gonna coach you through it, okay? So that's the coach mentor approach. Again, you may or may not be in a position to do that. If you're a personal trainer, you're watching this now, this is probably where you're at, But if you're somebody who's just done, let's say you've just finished P90X, or maybe you're just finishing up P90X, the partner test market approach may be a better way to go, okay? So let's talk about partner test market. What partner test market is I'll tell you kind of what I did with Body Beast, okay? So I'm in a Body Beast challenge group that I helped put together right now. And what I did was I knew that for me to have the best results with Body Beast, I needed to be able to pick the brains of people who'd done the program before. So I reached out to a network of coaches and said, hey, who's done Body Beast and wants to be in a challenge group with me, okay? And I got a couple of coaches who would be the coach mentor for the group, okay? I am partner test market. And then when I did my invites, what I would talk to people about is this group is gonna be really cool because I'm doing it for the first time. I know it's gonna be really hard. I know it's gonna be really challenging because the nutrition component is tough. But we're gonna have a couple of experienced coach mentors in this group. And that worked really well. And we put together a big group. We've got about 50 people in this group, and it's awesome. But partner test market is really effective. You're just finishing up, here's an example, right? You just finished P90X, now you're gonna take on Insanity for the first time. And so you're going to people saying, hey, I'm doing this program, I just finished P90X, but I'm gonna do Insanity, do you wanna do that with me, right? And so it's just how you're positioning it. Keep that in mind, I think it's important. All right, so now we're gonna look at the invitation guide and the techniques. This is really the important bit of what I'm going to talk to you about today. We're going to start with talking about form. Family, occupation, recreation, and message. Okay? Form is very, very important. What form really is, it's a way you get to know people. Okay? So when I understand what your family life is like, what your occupation is like, and what you like to do for your recreation, then I can formulate a message. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples of what that might look like. Single guy, works in a corporate job, and loves cycling. Okay, that's the first one, right? You can kind of see what the message might be to somebody like that. Second example, 40-year-old male, married with 3 kids, works 60+ hours a week at, whatever job. I don't know, maybe he's a accountant or something like that. Recreation, likes to go to movies, likes to go out to dinner, likes to go for ice cream, likes to go to wine tastings, okay? See, the message is going to be very, very different for those two people. If I don't know that information about each of those individuals, it's hard for me to craft a message, right? Because the first guy, what I know about him, he's got free time. Because I know I'm a cyclist. I know how long bike rides take. Okay? Or golf is your recreation. What does that tell me? You have time. You have a lot of time. Okay? So I can give you and if cycling is your thing, you can tackle advanced programs. You're a candidate for P90X, Insanity, Asylum, all that stuff. That's going to be a good product for you. The other guy doesn't have any time. He's busy. He's got 3 kids. He's got a job that occupies all his time. And what does he like to do for recreation? Leisure things. He's not an active person. Probably not going to be a great candidate for those advanced level programs. He's going to need a workout that's shorter. And he's probably also not the kind of person that really wants to have, single-digit body fat, for example. That's not going to be real important to that guy. What's going to be important to him probably is to be not have to take medications and to be healthy for his kids and to be able to have more energy. Those are the things that are going to be important to people like that. And you can find out a lot if you just find out those 3 things about people. Okay, invitation guide scripts. The invitation guide scripts are incredibly helpful. Okay, and you need to have this not on your computer, but you need to have it like printed up and with you. Okay, so you can refer to it really quickly. Okay, print up the invitation guide scripts. They're here on the page you're watching. And the reason they're effective is because your prospects are going to say different things to you in response to that first question about would you like to join my challenge group. It'll give you responses, okay? And they're going to say different things. There's some objection handling that's in there, and it's really, really excellent. Use the invitation guide scripts. This is what I want to focus you on, these 3 things. Your job is to create curiosity, not provide every detail. Find their why and connect their why to your solution. Okay, so you've sent out your invite, would you be interested in my challenge group, right? You get the answer back. Awesome. We're here on the challenge guide. Awesome. I'm excited you're considering the challenge. I'm curious, what's motivating you to join this group? Okay, job is to create curiosity here. Notice I wouldn't respond with that. Okay, Asylum is for you. It costs X. Here's the challenge pack link. And here's some more information to look at. I don't know this yet. So what I don't know is their problem. Okay, and that's how I want you to view this. We are trying to discover what your problem is so I can connect you with a solution. Okay, so let's give you a couple different scenarios of what that looks like. Answer. I need to lose 50 pounds is the answer you get back. Okay, now I'm starting to understand your problem. Why? Why do you need to lose 50 pounds? Well, my wife thinks I'm fat. Okay, that's the response. And people say that. My wife's nagging me about it. What do I know? I know that that person has not connected this problem to my solution because it's not important to them. If your wife is nagging you about it, I need to quiz you more and help you understand why it's important for you to lose this weight, for you to feel better, for you to be more healthy, not for your wife, but for you. If I can connect their why to my solution, what's it say right here? The deeper the motivation, the stronger their commitment. That is gospel right there. If you can connect people's why to the solution and put it together to them so that when they think about why they're doing it, the answer isn't my wife is nagging me. The answer is because I want to be there for my grandchildren. And I want to play with my grandchildren when I'm older. I want to have my health. Or I'm going to be free of all these medications. Whatever it is that you can help them connect to. Okay? Different response you get. Why are you interested in joining? I want to gain 10 pounds of lean muscle. Okay, why? Simple. I want to look good for summer. Okay, why? Why is it important for you to look good for summer? Let's say it's the first guy that I formed. And he goes, well, you know, I'm single and look for a girlfriend and another 10 pounds of muscle on me and I might be able to get one this summer. Okay, cool. Now I've connected you, your problem, with a solution. Now, does it matter that the first guy's why is, you know, is an emotional one about his children and spending time with his grandchildren, and the second guy's one is because he wants a date? Not really, because this isn't about you, it's about them. And if that guy really wants a date, what's he gonna do? He's gonna get Body Beast, he's gonna get on Shakeology, he's gonna buy Base Shake and Fuel Shot and Suma and Creatine, he's gonna follow the workouts, and he's gonna kill it because he really wants a date. Really wants a date. Whatever their thing is, you need to help them connect with it. Create curiosity. Find the why, and then help connect them to that, okay? Your story. Your story is an essential element of this whole process. Here's an old saying in our business. Facts tell, and stories sell. Okay? Facts tell, stories sell. You don't fact people to death. It's tempting to do. Don't fact people to death. People start asking about Shakeology. I don't start telling them about all the 70 different ingredients and how many grams of protein and carbs and calories and all that. No. I start telling them stories. The first story I tell them is my story. Okay? I was at Summit in 2009 when Shakeology was released, when they first introduced it. Okay? And I started taking it right then and there. I noticed very quickly my energy levels were through the roof. I noticed very quickly I didn't crave some of the junk that I still had in my life at that time. Okay? I didn't crave any of that stuff. But the main thing I noticed was I didn't get sick anymore. Okay? My wife used to be an elementary school teacher and we have little kids. And they always, you know, if you have kids, you know this, right? They get sick, you know, somebody at school is sick and they bring their sick kid to school. The kids get sick, the teacher gets sick, everybody gets sick. But they all have developed these really rock solid immune systems because they're used to getting sick. Well, what happens? They bring it home to dad. And dad, I am like, the kids are walking around with a sniffle, you know, and Monica's like, you know, I don't feel so good. I am in bed, huddled under the covers, sweating. I used to get so sick. When I started taking Shakeology, I don't know why, I don't know what's in it that makes my immune system so much stronger, but I just don't get sick anymore. I just don't get sick anymore. And when I do get sick, on the rare occasion that I do get sick, I got the flu about 4 months ago, and that was the first time I'd had it in 2 years, and it was 3 days. I mean, I just double up on the Shakeology, man. I know that's my coat of armor against illness. Did I tell you anything about Shakeology right there? Nothing. What'd I tell you? My story. My story. Because that's what is going to compel you. Because if you're the type of person who gets sick all the time, especially if I know that about you and then I tell you that story, that is going to be like, well, yeah, I hate getting sick. Maybe I'll try the Shakeology stuff. Okay? Your Team Beachbody profile is your key marketing piece. That's your long story. Okay? I want you to take the time to write that. When you do it, I want you to follow your short story format though. Prior to Beachbody, the solution, results, and your call to action. Okay? What that looks like, I want to know. I have to know. You have to include this information. Have to. What was life like before Beachbody for you? Okay? Were you overweight? Were you depressed? Were you a shut-in? Were you unhappy? I was very antisocial before I got involved with Beachbody. It's really forced me to come out of my shell in a way that's dramatically improved my life. Okay? Got to know that. Why? Because otherwise people can't connect to you. If they think your life has always been perfect, they won't be able to connect to you. What they'll look at and they'll go, well, P90X is just for Mr. Perfect over there. I got lots of problems over here, and I can't do that. When you tell people what your life was like before Beachbody, and you do it in a way that expresses emotion, and you tie that emotion together to those things, that's when people will start listening to you, because you've become relatable. And they believe that since you made that change, they can make that change. If you skip this step, that's not going to happen, okay? So we need to know what's your life like prior to Beachbody, okay? Then what the solution was for you, what happened, what are the results, and then would you be interested in that? Your long story is just written down, Team Beachbody profile. You can also film a YouTube video about this. I think that's very effective. A lot of people have done that. Don't be tempted to just put music over it though. You know, make sure that you're filming the video and you're telling a story, okay? Talk to the camera. It's not that hard. Your short story is really, you know, the one that you're going to tell. It's kind of your elevator speech, right? This is the thing that you know, when you meet somebody, hey, my life before Beachbody was like this, now, and then I did P90X, I got the results, call to action, right? Explain how it's changed your life, okay? And we've talked about this one. This is your most powerful tool. Learn to tell it well. Practice, okay? Practice in the mirror. Talk to your spouse or your friends and practice this, okay? And get good at telling your story, and I'm telling you, it's going to make a dramatic impact on your inviting process.